else tell me? Both of you!
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hit the Books Paper Review. That's right, we are here on your podcast news feed with a paper review, Mikey.
And on YouTube.
And on YouTube. And if you don't forget, Paper Review is our, pay-per-view review show. We just mashed together the portmanteau of the words.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. And
it worked out just fine.
And it was. I think you're great at portmanteaus, my friend.
Thank you.
And we usually leave them on YouTube, but for a special one-time, well, possibly every annually fee of paper reviews being on the podcast newsfeed. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, I greatly recommend subscribing to YouTube channel so that you can hear more paper reviews for all of WWE's upcoming pay-per-views. But in the meantime, also, if you're here listening to this paper-review for the first time, why don't you leave a little subscribe on there?
Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe.
Hold on, Mikey. Can we try something?
Yes.
Hey, no, cut this bit. Never mind. So the pay-per-view is on your news feed, on your podcast feed. So leave subscribe there. Go to YouTube and subscribe there for the more pay-per-views. But Mikey, this podcast, if you're new here, everyone, if you're a new listener here, this podcast is not just reviewing WrestleManias and takeovers, Mikey.
So we book an episode of SmackDown Live every week. Well, not these weeks coming up because we're taking a break, but otherwise.
Bad example.
But otherwise, every week we book an episode of SmackDown Live. We drafted our own roster. We have our own little booking universe. And it's really cool. You could listen to that on anywhere you can find your podcasts.
That is correct, Mikey. Every Tuesday since SummerSlam, you and I have been...
Since SummerSlam.
That's 8 months ago at this point.
That's the summer, guys.
Very nice callback. Since SummerSlam, we have been booking every SmackDown Live, every Tuesday, writing 2 hours of SmackDown Live content every week. So if you're interested in fantasy booking, if you're interested in storytelling, or just interested in me being a smart aleck numbers guy and Mikey being the lovable meatball face that he is.
That's me. That's what they called me in high school, meatball face.
You have that that was your nick, like people would be like, "Hey, meatball face."
old meatball face, that's what they called me.
Back in my day, people only called each other meatball heels. That was okay. I'll be honest, that was okay. Speaking of okay, not really a great transition. These pay-per-views are pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think they were best, one of the best takeovers yet, and one of the best WrestleManias yet.
Yes, Takeover New York and WrestleMania 35. That is what we're reviewing today on pay-per-view, Mikey. Let us start with, well, I guess I only have one question to start the show off with, Mikey.
Yeah.
What does Vince McMahon think about WrestleMania and Takeover?
Hold on. I gotta get my voice ready. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, I love it. Somebody get me a beef wrap.
Oh, Vince, you senile geriatric old man.
Who doesn't know what a burrito is?
I would put money on the fact that he doesn't know what a burrito is.
That's why he calls them beef wraps.
Oh, fair enough. Let's start, Mikey, with our Takeover New York review. Mikey, general thoughts about the show?
I thought it was amazing. It was so good all around. Every match delivered, and there was one thing I had a problem with in the whole show.
And that was what?
That was Bianca Belair not winning the title. That's it.
Ooh, very good point. We'll talk more about that when we talk about that match individually. But yeah, good takeover. I only caught half of it, but what I've heard is that the first half was amazing, and I also really want to watch the matches that I missed. So I really got to catch up.
You do.
It's just tough this weekend to catch up on literally anything, wrestling wise, because it's literally like Friday is Takeover, Saturday's G1 Supercard, Sunday's WrestleMania, and then Monday you and I had to record, but Monday's Raw, Tuesday's SmackDown, Wednesday's NXT again. 2-5 Lives is in there somewhere.
The wrestling never stops.
It's just non-stop wrestling, and if you're one of those,
the wrestling will continue until morale improves.
And I'm poor and I don't have the money. But if I did have the money and I was one of those wrestling fans that wanted to watch independent wrestling on Fight TV or some sort of pay-per-view of all the week building to Friday and Saturday, there would have been so many more shows to watch and so many more things to tune into. It would have been a nightmare in terms of wrestling. But it's great. I love wrestling. It's one of those things that's like a love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wrestling is just like, there's just so much to watch, and it's always on.
There's just WrestleMania week is just like, it's nonstop. Like if you're not, you have to take off work an entire week just to watch WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is insane. But let us take over the reviews of Takeover New York. That was not great, Mikey. Do not give me any props for that pun transition. Let's go through the matchup. So we open up Takeover New York with War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. War Raiders, of course, being successful in their title defense, and this being the Aleister Black and Ricochet NXT send-off. I think it's official. They're officially moving up.
Yeah, that was one of two moments that made me cry.
Oh, little meatball face.
Just seeing like them post match, just like Ricochet broke me. When Ricochet started crying, I broke.
Oh boy,
Ricochet could barely keep it together, and then they started bowing, and it was like, I'm so sad.
It was all too real.
I'm so sad because I know they will never do you this good on the main card.
I don't know. I feel like they're doing Ricochet and Aleister Black fairly well.
Yeah, they're doing fine for now.
They did add weird, spooky things to Aleister Black's theme music, so that's not a great sign.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Interesting.
Yeah, rewatch his entrance of WrestleMania, and you'll hear something not fun.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, I feel like Aleister Black and Ricochet have been doing a fairly decent job on the main roster so far. Granted, it's just tag team matches against great tag teams.
They're holding their own, though.
They're holding their own. They're not being lost in the shuffle, which is nice.
No, sir.
What do you think about the matchup itself?
It was incredible. It was so good. I loved every second of that match. The part where Rowe wasn't gonna punch Aleister Black and he stopped, and then Aleister Black didn't kick him in the head later also, and then they fist bumped and tagged out. That was so good. So good.
Ooh, that sounds great. The respect that is being shown.
There was some great chain wrestling happening between Rowe and Black, and at the end of it, Rowe got on top of Black and it looked like he was gonna punch him, but then he cocked his fist back and stopped, and let Aleister Black get up. And then later, there was a little more chain wrestling, and Rowe was on his knees, and Aleister Black went to go kick him in the head, but he stopped right on his shoulder and right before his head.
Wow, the respect.
And let him get up, and then they stared each other down, and Rowe put his knuckle out for a fist bump. Aleister Black fist bumped, and then they both tagged out, and it was Ricochet and Hanson, and it was so good. It was so good. Wrestling always has those moments of like the stare downs, the beat downs, and always great moments. But a moment that where it's like utter respect for another competitor. It was so great to watch, honestly.
And I believe following the match, Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders put their titles down, bowed down.
Yeah, they dropped their belts on the floor and then they bowed to Ricochet and Aleister Black, and it was like, oh, my heart.
The great respect that is being thrown around here at NXT.
Just such a good match. Such a good match. So much respect between the two teams, and it was just really good. Sometimes it's nice to see a match where it's not like a blood feud,
Mm-hmm.
Just two great teams fighting each other.
I agree. What's your meatball rating here? Because unlike Meltzer, we do not give star ratings. We give meatball ratings. It's so confusing. Do not think about it too hard. Meatball rating, Mikey, go.
Meatball rating is probably a 5.
Whoa.
That's going to be probably the story for a lot of the matches because holy crap.
Holy crap, a 5 out of 5 meatballs. Mikey, let's move on. Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle. And what I heard, because I missed this match, I'm so mad. What I heard was that this was probably one of like the best matches of the weekend. Based on Twitter. Based solely on Twitter.
It was very, very good.
Velveteen Dream defeating and retaining his North American Championship against Matt Riddle. Mikey, what did you think about this matchup?
Match was insane. They are both insane competitors and both insane in the ring, and they just put on an amazing show. Riddle actually dominated most of the match, which was interesting.
Okay.
Riddle dominated most of the match, and Velveteen squeaked it out with a roll-up, and that was interesting to me.
Oh, so they're stealing our Balor McIntyre idea.
Yeah, kind of.
In a weird way.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that happened. But Velveteen Dream came out on top ultimately and ended up keeping his title, which I kind of expected. Matt Riddle's going to get there, but just not yet, you know?
Do you see... I guess we'll ask that question later. I'll save that question for later. Let's... meatball rating.
I don't know. It was really good. It's definitely high 4. Maybe like 4.8?
4.8. An insane number, Mikey.
Yeah, like these. I'm telling you, dude, these matches were great.
Yeah,
the pay-per-view was great.
Top down, I guess. I'm so mad. Okay, I'm gonna continue being angry as we go on to the next match.
Every match delivered. I'm gonna keep saying it. It was so good.
Pete Dunne losing his United Kingdom Championship to Walter. Mikey, I'm also very upset about missing this match. I love Walter. I remember the moment he got signed, I sent you, I texted you and you didn't, I mean, I knew him from Independent Scene. You didn't really know Walter that much. But I texted you, I was like, oh man, you got to check out this dude. Text you a link of him swatting Zack Sabre Jr. out of the air.
Yeah, that was wild.
Now that you've seen Walter a little bit more, how do you feel about him?
He put on a good match. I'm used to just I watched him a little bit on NXT UK where he just kind of did some squashes, you know.
Yeah.
So seeing him in like a real match against Pete Dunne for me it was the first time seeing him in like a real actual match. It was pretty good. He's pretty crazy. Some of the stuff he does is nuts. Like that powerbomb off the top rope. He like threw Pete Dunne like halfway across the ring.
Yeah, the power, the athleticism of Walter is insane to watch.
Yeah.
What did you think of the matchup itself? Pete Dunne, how did he do?
Oh, they put on an amazing show. Pete Dunne held his own really well and definitely gave Walter a really big challenge and definitely looked like he was gonna defend for some, like, so there was definitely some points where I was like, oh my god, he's gonna retain, you know, like Walter kicked out of his finisher.
The bitter end? He kicked out of it?
The bitter end, yeah. Walter kicked out of the bitter end. That's
holy crap.
That doesn't happen.
No, that does not happen. That is insane.
He hit it, and I was like, all right, over. And then Walter kicked out, and I was like, excuse me?
How did he even hit it? That's bring some strength into the equation.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Walter like rebounded off the ropes, and he got a little momentum out of it, and he used it, and it was good. The way he hit it like made sense.
What was your meatball rating for this matchup, Mikey?
Like 4.75. It was up there. It was really, really good. I was surprised Pete Dunne lost though.
Ending of a 600+ day reign.
Yeah.
One of the longest in the modern era.
Wild. Because he won it against Tyler Bate and hasn't lost it since. Well, until Friday, I guess, but...
Yeah, an amazing title reign. I expect big things from Pete Dunne. Let's move on to the Fatal 4-Way Women's match. Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kairi Sane. Mikey, this is where I've entered Takeover New York.
This match was good. I will say that. This match was good. But
Very good match.
I think Bianca Belair should have won the title.
Yeah, they're definitely setting up towards something. I don't know what it is per se, but they're definitely setting up to something. I love this match. I thought it was a very good match. Lots of back and forth action. I love, Bianca getting that very, very close finish by doing the double finisher to both Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
Yep.
Last Takeover, if I'm not mistaken, she got a visual pinfall on Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, the ref was out though.
And this time around, she gets a double finisher on Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. And then what happened? What I'm trying to remember. Shayna Baszler beat her, broke up the pin and then choked her out, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
They're definitely setting up for something. I'm not entirely, I guess, positive on what that will be, what they'll manifest into. But it's very interesting. Yeah, I think she's definitely going to earn it. Why do you say she should have gotten this time around?
So, I think she needed it more than anybody in that match. Shayna Baszler, we know, is dominant. She didn't, we know it. She's won the title twice. I think it's time for her reign to be over. And I don't think she'd get hurt from it because she's still a pretty dominant force. I think Kairi Sane is due for a call-up soon. And I think Io Shirai just got to NXT and still has some time left there before she can win the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think out of the four of them, Bianca Belair needed it the most. Because she's been there for a while. I think she needed this title win to push her over the top a little bit. Because now, to me, it still looks like she's just well, you're good, but you can't win the big one,
Mm-hmm.
I just think out of all the people, Bianca needed it the most.
It definitely feels like they're setting up to some sort of if the international shakeup happens, how it manifests, whatever happens, and Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler get both called up. I think they definitely have the potential set up for a Bianca Belair, Io Shirai rivalry.
Yeah.
They're definitely setting up something like that. Io Shirai being the face, Bianca Belair being the heel. Very, very interesting. I agree. If Shayna Baszler lost and Bianca Belair won, Mikey, you want to keep that domination, idea in Shayna Baszler.
Which I think we've established already, I think even if she lost the title, she's already the first ever 2-time women's NXT champion. So, it's there still.
I'll ask you this then, Mikey. If Bianca Belair won, would she have pinned Shayna Baszler, or do you think she would have pinned Io Shirai, Kairi Sane?
I think she would have pinned Io Shirai or Kairi Sane. I don't think she would have pinned Baszler.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep Baszler's, aggressiveness. You got to keep her domination. She can't lose the title here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she can, but not by being pinned.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I were to pick one, Mikey, I would say, pin Kairi Sane.
Pin Kairi Sane and have her get called up. Just do it.
Io Shirai has to sort of be the Kairi Sane person, a friend equivalent thing.
Which she could definitely do, clearly.
Yeah. There's always the Sky Pirates. They can easily do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think it was a good, solid match.
Yeah. I'll give it a 4. I liked it.
Of the 2 matches I've seen, it was not as good as the other one, but it was definitely good, solid. I think Bianca Belair's eventual champion. I see big things on the horizon for the EST of NXT.
I agree.
Let's move on to the main event. Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship, with Johnny Gargano winning the whole thing. After some Undisputed Era shenanigans, Johnny Gargano overcome it all and was able to pick up the NXT Championship. Mikey, a lot of people love this match. How did you feel about it?
I thought that since it wasn't Ciampa, I thought I wasn't going to be as emotionally invested into it. And throughout the first half of the match, I kind of wasn't. I was like, cool, Adam Cole's got a shot, but could have been Ciampa, and could have been the end of this giant feud. It could have been the big payoff.
True.
But as the match went on, I almost forgot about Ciampa.
Interesting.
As the match went on, I just got more and more hooked, and it went from me being like, wow, I wish Gargano was just beating Ciampa, you know, like I wish it was the end of this feud, to Gargano, you gotta do this. This is you. It's all you. Win the title. Come on. They definitely re-hooked me in. And I love Adam Cole. I really, really do. And throughout the first half of the match, I was like, all right, Adam Cole, you got to win this. Become NXT champion. And then second half, I was like, Gargano, you got to do it, buddy. Like, I was like, let's do it, Gargano. You're gonna come out on top today. Let's go. And all of the false finishes, all of fucking Johnny 2 count. Oh my god. It cooked me in so much. And then when Undisputed Era came out and he took out all of them, that was the second time I cried that night. When Johnny Gargano tapped out Adam Cole. And I was tearing up. And then, like, he was, like, they gave him the title, I was tearing up, and then I, like, calmed down. And then Candice LeRae ran out and hugged Johnny, and I cried again.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was the end of, you know, all the culmination of Johnny Gargano. I'm not even sure where he goes from here. I don't know. I thought Adam Cole did an amazing job. You got to give props to Adam Cole during this match, selling confidence, selling frustration. He did an amazing job. He did an amazing job top down.
I love how it ended. I like how Johnny Gargano kicking out of all the finishers didn't make Adam Cole look weak. It just made Johnny look strong.
Yeah, you're right. That is true.
Like, I thought that Johnny Gargano kicking out of the last shot like a million times, and the high-low and all of the other stuff that happened to him was going to make Adam Cole look weak, but I think Adam Cole still looks good, and Johnny Gargano just looks better.
Yeah, I think Adam Cole definitely preserves a lot of the momentum he has from this match. Like you said, as much as it would have been nice seeing Gargano beat Ciampa to win the gold, it was still nice seeing Gargano win it. You know, I think, you know, as much as Adam Cole would have been nice, I think, you know, there's more potential for, if we're a booking storyline podcast here, Mike, you're looking at it from the storyline perspective, you know, it felt like Gargano was going to win this no matter what if Ciampa was there, and maybe with Cole it made it a little bit more, you know, can he do it?
Yeah, it put that doubt in a little more, you know?
Yes.
It was like, yeah, if it was against Ciampa, it was like Gargano wins.
Yeah, Gargano has to win.
Like snap, Gargano wins. Easy.
And with this whole situation that was building up to, I think, you know, Gargano became a true star there. I think he did a great job. I think 2 out of 3 falls matches are possibly the best match type in the world. No flash, no flair, just classic storytelling. Just, you know, it's the build up of getting the first fall and then the other person getting the other fall, and then it's all down to this, and we're already at this point we're invested. Like in other matches, you know, it takes a little bit maybe to get invested. And this one's like, you know, we're building, they're telling the story of Adam Cole being uber confident going into this match, then getting the first fall, and then he's like, okay, cool. And then Gargano gets the second fall, and Adam Cole being like, oh crap, oh geez, oh god, and then Gargano just kicking out of every single finisher, the total elimination, the last shot, the Panama shot. Every single
the last shot, like it was the fairy tale ending on the table.
It's just beautiful. Match itself, Mikey, what are you gonna give it?
A 5.
Very good.
Easy.
Yeah.
5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
No, you're not. Shut up.
I am. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think it does deserve a 5. I honestly feel like,
for me, it was just an easy 5. If a match makes me cry, easy 5.
That's fair. That's fair. I've seen 5-star matches, and I think maybe I gave this 4.5 out of 5, just because I was not fully invested in NXT like you have been. You've entered NXT right at the rise of Gargano, so that your investment, your return on investment is great. For me, it's like, that was a great match. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm just not as invested, and that's my fault.
Yeah, I entered right as the feud was starting. I think I missed the actual turn, but I saw the first match of Gargano and Ciampa. You know.
Let's talk about the ending of that match. Following the match, Tommaso Ciampa came out and celebrated with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. What are your thoughts about that, Mikey?
I thought it was so funny when the crowd started like the crowd shifted and Johnny just goes, "He's behind me, isn't he?" That was so good.
It was very comic booky.
He was like, "It's right behind me, isn't he? Right? He's behind me." And he turned around and it was like, it was really funny that the way that Ciampa walked out, he was selling like he was gonna beat the crap out of Gargano, and then he was just like, "Hug time."
Yeah, what did you think about that ending? The fact that Ciampa coming out and hugging Gargano, is that something weird to you? Is that the perfect ending moment? Is it somewhat bittersweet? What were your feelings about that?
No, I think honestly, after everything that's happened between them, I think that this was how it was gonna end. I think even if Ciampa was in that match and Gargano beat Ciampa, I always thought that Ciampa and Gargano were going to walk out together, no matter what the result was.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I think that it's sort of that, Mustafa Ali being injured, Kofi Kingston being in this place, is that you cannot forget about, the what ifs of WWE. And that what if Ciampa wasn't injured and they were able to do a 2 out of 3 falls or whatever insane hellscape of a match that they put on. What could have been is that I think what is that match type? There's a match type called Stairway to Hell or Trials of Hell.
The 3 stages of hell.
3 stages of hell match. I think it could have easily been that sort of match. And then they go through the stages of hell and then they walk at the other side and they reunite and hug it out and Candice LeRae's there and they're all hugging out and being friends again.
Because they've gone through all this and at the end of the day, the real NXT friendship was the friends we made along the way.
Oh my God. Yeah. Beautiful moment. I again, one of the things that could have been better maybe with Ciampa not being injured, but alas he is. But we still got an amazing match with Adam Cole. Do you think, a couple more questions, Mikey. There are a couple questions and concerns, I guess, of maybe a possible Undisputed Era breakup. And there were sort of hints of teases of breakupness happening, and maybe thoughts of it happening. What are your thoughts? Is that something you would like to see? Maybe, Undisputed Era versus Undisputed Era, something like that? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's going to be a full-blown breakup. I think they're going to kick somebody out.
Ooh, very interesting. Who do you think that person is?
Strong.
Roderick Strong. Okay. Why you say him?
Because during that backstage fight, it wasn't Undisputed Era arguing with each other. It was more Adam Cole yelling at Roderick Strong.
You don't think Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish will stick with Strong?
I don't think because he wasn't one of the originals.
True.
And Roderick Strong is also if you've been watching takeovers and stuff, Roderick Strong has been the cause of a lot of miscommunication in the era. Sometimes he messes up finishers and hits Core by accident, or he hits Bobby Fish by accident. Whenever Roderick Strong's in a match, I feel like there's a little bit of miscommunication, and it always ends up being that he always hits somebody else and causes a finish. And that's what lost them their titles against the War Raiders, was kind of them messing up their finisher and Roderick Strong hitting Kyle O'Reilly.
Interesting.
And that didn't happen when it was Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Or Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
Or Adam Cole, yeah. The miscommunications and them hitting each other only seemed to happen when Roderick Strong was in the ring. So I think it's kind of long-term booking. And I think if anything's going to happen, Undisputed Era is going to stay strong, and they're going to kick Roderick out.
Well, hold on. Undisputed Era will not stay. They won't stay strong.
God damn it!
They'll, I guess, at least kick him out.
Undisputed Era is going to stay together and kick out Roderick Strong.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go back to the original 3 of them.
Final question about NXT Takeover New York, Mikey. You cannot watch a Takeover, especially on WrestleMania weekend, and leave thinking about who may or may not be called up. We have Monday Night Raw on Monday. We have SmackDown Live on Tuesday. This episode's coming out on Tuesday, so we'll already know who's been called up on Monday. And we got the shakeup, international shakeup around the corner, whatever that's gonna be. I hope we get some rules about what's happening there. Where do you think any of these people in any of these matches? What do you think the call-up's gonna look like? I mean, obviously Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Yeah, Black and Ricochet. I think Kairi Sane is due for one. Maybe they'll finally start using Lacey Evans, but I have a lot to say about that later.
Maybe a Lacey Evans Kairi Sane feud.
I'm trying to think who else.
I think Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne. If not a call up, definitely is part of that international shakeup. Again, whatever that means.
Yeah, Pete Dunne sounds like he's going to be there because why else would he drop that title after that long? And I think he's ready. You know, we all know he can put on an amazing show, and he's good. And he's good on the mic. He's just good.
Yeah, he's ready. He is ready, and he got a huge pop at Royal Rumble. I think he's ready.
I agree.
You know, it depends, I guess, what happens at International Shakeup or Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Where would you like to see Pete Dunne? I feel like Monday Night Raw makes the most sense for him.
Yeah, he'll probably go to Raw. As much as I want to see him on SmackDown because they'll probably treat him better there, he'll probably go to Raw.
I'll ask the same question about Kairi Sane, Aleister Black, and Ricochet, Mikey. What brand do you see them at?
I see Aleister Black and Ricochet on SmackDown.
Interesting.
I think they could be really good there.
I see Aleister Black on SmackDown, whereas I see Ricochet on Raw.
That makes sense. I see the logic there. I think they're gonna keep them together though, no matter what happens.
Kairi Sane?
Probably SmackDown.
Yeah, I was like, what needs it? I was like, where should Kairi Sane go?
Kairi Sane just feels like a SmackDown to me. It's like a SmackDown talent.
Yeah, I can see that. I would like Kairi Sane on SmackDown. I think she would do better. But alas, though, I mean, again, we have the shakeup around the corner, so who the hell knows? Everything could be switched around. On Raw, we got Ember Moon. On SmackDown, we got Asuka. All of those matches will be great.
Ember Moon is back, and nobody said anything about it.
We'll get to that, I guess. We can start talking about a little bit of the kickoff. But we'll do that, I guess, Mikey. About time to take a quick little break. And when we come back, we will review WrestleMania 35, Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
Let us take a break. And we are back. We are here, Ryan and Mikey. We are here reviewing WrestleMania 35. If you're just joining us, I don't know how you're doing that. This is not a radio show. But thank you for joining us in the meantime. Mikey, WrestleMania 35, coming out of New York City. What were your thoughts overall about the whole show?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
A lot of people calling this one of the best WrestleManias ever.
I will definitely agree with that. It's a very feel-good WrestleMania.
The takeaway from WrestleMania 35 is that, like, literally all of the fan favorites I felt like won.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting. And we'll definitely go through it as we talk about it. But real quickly, Mikey, let's talk about the kickoff show, where there was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, with the eventual winner being Braun Strowman. The Women's Battle Royal, with the winner being Carmella. Hawkins and Ryder defeating the Revival to win the Raw Tag Team Championships, and Tony Nese defeating Buddy Murphy to win the Cruiserweight Championship. Mikey, we won't go individually on the matches, but what sort of broad strokes, what did you think about the kickoff show and the matches within?
It was fine. I didn't really get to watch the kickoff that much because I was, like, cooking and stuff. But what I did see was fine.
Good on Tony Nese, a solid hometown pop for Tony Nese.
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't think Buddy Murphy was going to lose.
No, that was a surprise. That was honestly a surprise for Tony Nese picking up the win.
Yeah.
Maybe that means a Buddy Murphy call up. Who knows? Or moving around. Who knows?
That would be cool. I'll take it.
But they do need a bastard heel there. Well, they don't have a bastard.
Buddy
heel.
Murphy, Samoa Joe, United States title feud when?
Yeah, who knows? The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was a wash for me.
Yeah, it was kind of horrendous.
Yeah, I would have preferred Ali. Returning Harper was great. Braun Strowman and the Colin Jost Michael Shea thing. I was not a huge fan of.
At least they got the garbage out in the beginning.
Yeah, I would have loved if they did that at the beginning. If they all handled it, if everyone stepped out.
Yeah, at least they didn't save that for the main card.
Yeah, I do think it's worth noting. 2 years in a row, Braun Strowman last year winning the Raw Tag Team Championships with Nicholas.
Why is Braun Strowman becoming the joke of wrestling? Why throughout the rest of the year they book him as this vicious monster who just destroys everything, but then when WrestleMania comes around, it's look at this big lovable idiot. What? What are we doing?
I'm not a fan of Braun Strowman character anymore. And even then, Braun Strowman has Braun Strowman is an insanely weird character because you're right. At WrestleMania, he's in these weird feuds with or teaming up with Nicholas or fighting against Weekend Update SNL writers. But
the rest of the year, he's flipping ambulances, smashing ladders with his bare hands.
Even then, he's flipping ambulances and running roughshod on people. Even then, Mikey, whenever he got to the King of the Hill, whenever he got to the King of the Mountain, Brock Lesnar, he would lose. He would never win he's never won the big one.
Yeah.
So he's in this weird space of he's never able to be the most dominating force on the division because Brock is that, and he can't beat Brock for whatever reason and win the Universal Championship. And so he can't
kick out of one F5.
Yeah, so he's capped at the very top, and on the bottom he's messing around with Colin Jost, Michael Shea, and Nicholas.
Braun Strowman's weird. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's not a great character. I think he's all messed up. They had him good run on the first year, and I think they sort of ruined him. I think they dropped the ball.
Yep.
Women's Battle Royal, Carmella getting a nice win there. Also a hometown victory there.
Should have been Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans wasn't even in the match.
She wasn't even in the match, which was very surprising. I had no idea what they're doing with Lacey Evans anymore.
That was unbelievable bullshit. I thought they were at least going to put her in the match. I thought she was at least going to win the Battle Royal, honestly. After all this walking around, I thought they were finally gonna be like, here's your little rub, but no. They gave it to Carmella because they wanted the hometown pop.
No idea what they're gonna do with Lacey Evans anymore.
Also, they were just yeah, look at WrestleMania in New York. You're in New Jersey, guys, by the way. You're not in New York. Stop saying you're in New York City. It's bullshit. You're lying. You're in New Jersey. That's where the stadium is. So shut up.
Yeah, but it's a better thing to say WrestleMania at New York than New Jersey.
I get it. New York is way more dramatic, and it's we're in New York City or something like that. But it's they didn't even mention New Jersey. They were just we're right outside of New York, right in New York, right by New York. It's at least once say New Jersey. Come on.
Yeah, they really buried New Jersey and anyone that lives there.
They did. They buried my home state very hard.
Let's talk about Hawkins and Ryder and Revival. Hawkins and Ryder getting the victory there. The streak is over.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah, Ryder. Hell yeah, Hawkins. I didn't expect I was gonna be excited, but then as soon as he got that roll up and won, I popped.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Hawkins breaking his undefeated streak and winning, and him getting the victory is perfect. I'm happy. I think we got a feud with Revival and Hawkins and Ryder building.
Hopefully it could be good, too.
Yeah, I think they could put on a stop. And, I think Revival can maybe pull out some Hawkins and Ryder aren't the greatest wrestlers, but I think Revival can help pull out the greatness within both of them. Mm-hmm. I just hope it doesn't go like the last time Zack Ryder won a title at Mania, where he lost it the next night.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Also, quick pit stop. EC3, one of the first 5 people eliminated in the men's battle royal.
That was ridiculous because I thought he was going to be either one of the last couple or he was going to win.
I hope this international shakeup is what I think it is, which is like people from the main roster going to NXT and NXT UK, and like we're all swapping all over the place. Yeah. EC3, go back down. Go back down to NXT, please. Go back down to Florida, please.
It's not even his fault.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, he could be really good. Same thing with Lacey Evans, but they call up these talents, and then they're just like, all right, now sit in the back and catering. Like, why did you call them up then?
for the
like, if you're just gonna have them be jobbers anyway and have Lacey Evans just walk around every pay-per-view for no reason, why even call them up?
That's fair enough.
Like, if you didn't have anything for them, don't bring them up yet.
That's true. Let's start talking about WrestleMania 35, the main card, the proper show, Mikey. Ignoring the crappy start, ignoring the goddess and the racist opening. Let's go into. We're starting off with a bang. Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. Not expecting this match early or opening. That
match opened was insane.
Yeah. Craziness. We start off with this WrestleMania. What a way to start WrestleMania. High energy. I guess
Brock didn't want to sit around for 5 hours to lose his title.
Of course, he like Paul Heyman said, he has a jet to hit.
Yeah.
But what a way to start. High energy, high impact, literal back-breaking maneuvers with Seth Rollins.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he can stay healthy enough to defend his title. His newly acquired Universal Championship.
He got to swing it around his head.
The swing is there. I love it.
I was expecting a better match, though, I will admit.
I like how Brock has sort of become this new Goldberg.
Where his matches are just finisher spots?
Yeah. For instance, I did some research, Mikey. For instance, at WrestleMania 29, you might remember that as such.
Yep.
Where Triple H defeated Brock Lesnar. That match was 23 minutes and 58 seconds long.
It was a slugfest.
Now, Brock matches are minutes long, which...
Yep. I don't like that, though.
If you think about it storyline-wise, is that Brock had to literally pick up the speed to beat Goldberg at WrestleMania 33, which was a match that happened under 5 minutes.
Because it was just both of them just spamming finishers.
But yeah, it's like... But storyline-wise, Brock had to learn how to beat someone really quickly.
I saw a very good thing on, like, it was like a Reddit comment, and it was like, Brock is like the final boss fight. You survive the opening attack, survive the opening attacks, find the weak point, spam your strongest moves.
Yeah, he's Mike Tyson in Punch-Out.
Literally. Like, Seth Rollins survived the attack, found the weak point, his nuts, and then spammed his finishing move.
I guess that's true. I thought this was a great match. I thought it was a good match. I mean, it was sort of it was a quick one, but in terms of a Brock Goldberg sort of style match, I thought it was good. I think
with Seth Rollins, I think they should have gone long. I think they should have had an actual match because we know Brock can hold his own in matches like that. We saw with Finn Balor, they had like a real match and it was good, And with Seth Rollins, it could have been very good because it's Seth Rollins, and we know Brock can work when he wants to. So
yeah, I think part of that may be that there's rumors going around all over the time of Seth Rollins having a bad back, and I think they he targeted the back. Everyone knows that he has a bad back, so he targeted the back.
Suplex City.
Yeah, Suplex City. What was it? 3 or 4 times?
I think it was 4.
But make it a quick match. Seth Rollins can do what he has to do. But, 3 curb stomps later, he ends up picking. He's the King Slayer, he's the Beast Slayer, Mikey. Now all we need now is the Phenom Slayer. And I leave home happy. What was your meatball rating here?
Oh, like a 3. Like, cool, Seth Rollins won. Cool, he beat Brock Lesnar. But the match was a little disappointing. I was expecting more out of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give it a solid gentleman's 3 there. Like you're right. Finn Balor was a better match. Daniel Bryan was a better match, though they were even longer. But I think this match served its purpose and started the night on a high note.
I do like that it kind of pushes the fact that he did slay the beast. He came, and when the match actually got going, sure, he took a couple suplexes, but then at the end he ended up just destroying Brock with 3 stomps.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, this is weird to say it. I think this Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar was probably, for me, the worst match of the night, and it was a good match.
Yeah.
In terms of all the other matches that happened, it was a solid WrestleMania top down, but this is the worst match of the night, and it's still a great match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we'll move on. Styles, Orton. AJ Styles picking up the victory against Randy Orton here. I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was a solid match. I thought it was better than the previous one. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid.
Hey, do Jerry Lawler and Orton have history at all?
I don't know, actually. I feel like I've heard somewhere that they do. I feel like Jerry Lawler knows his father. He knows his grandfather. I feel like
maybe Jerry Lawler might have pushed that a little too much last night.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of weird pops and spots with guest commentators at WrestleMania.
Also, I don't like Jerry Lawler that much.
Nope. He's not that great. He's not that great on commentary, especially when he just keeps talking about how he knows Orton, he knows his dad, his dad doesn't like Orton, whatever the crap.
I used to get excited for him, but I guess I was just nostalgic because it was wow, he was the announcer when I watched when I was a kid, but now that I actually listen to him, didn't really want him around.
I thought he did as annoying as he was, I think, he sold that RKO and kick out that happened in the middle of the match.
Yeah.
It was I think it was the first RKO and AJ Styles kicked out at the very near fall. And I think Lawler sold that.
There was a lot of those last night. There was a lot of those falls where it was literally as close as it can get before being 3, and it was very stressful.
I thought the phenomenal forearm to the outside was beautiful, picturesque.
Gorgeous.
I also missed the Styles Clash. I very much missed it. As much as the phenomenal forearm is, nice looking, Styles Clash is unique and as dangerous, I guess, as it could be. I sort of missed the move.
Yeah, I don't like that he uses the phenomenal forearm as a finisher now.
Mm-hmm.
I want that Styles Clash.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a really, really good match. Nothing flashy here. Just a solid match here.
Is he just not allowed to use it anymore? Is that what happened?
Obviously I don't know what's happening backstage. What I've heard is that, it was banned for several years. Then Chris Jericho helped convince Vince McMahon to bring it back. Then it was back for a very long time. And then it sort of disappeared again. I'm not entirely positive why it disappeared. There's sort of that whole James Ellsworth thing where, he almost broke Ellsworth's neck, but that was sort of Ellsworth's fault. AJ Styles saved him there.
Yeah, that was not on AJ though. That's the thing. Recently, I haven't seen anybody get hurt with it.
No, I don't remember the last time I've seen it.
Besides Ellsworth almost breaking his neck, otherwise it was they all turned out fine.
Yeah, I feel like the last time I saw a Styles Clash was him doing it on the Singh brothers or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like there is, for the Styles Clash, there's some sort of height and weight requirement. It's weird, really weird roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what was your meatball rating on this matchup, Mikey?
A 3. It was also just fine.
Okay. Let's move on to the tag match. The Usos versus The Bar versus Nakamura and Rusev versus Ricochet and Black. Great match. Amazing match. Tag team bonkers insane action.
This match was very good.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great match for me.
This is when all of the non-wrestling fans that were at the WrestleMania party just for the food last night. No, I'm just kidding. All the non-wrestling fans who were at the party, this is where they got really invested because they saw Ricochet doing flippy shit.
Yeah. It's weird. As wrestling fans, it's very interesting, the timeline of love that a wrestling fan creates. as much as people talk down to like the flippy shit, to Ricochets, the Will Ospreys, the Flip Gordons, you know, the people that just flip around and do these high spot crazy maneuvers. As much as like the old school wrestlers or old school fans crap on that sort of stuff, the flippy stuff is what brings in the new, younger audience.
Yeah.
And I also like to see is that as I've aged, I still appreciate and love a lot of that flippy stuff, but I've gotten sort of moved away from that and gotten interested in more of the technical side of wrestling. You know, Daniel Bryan's, the Zack Sabre Jr.'s. I've been more invested in the technical side, I guess. And sort of like that the transition is very interesting. And eventually I'll become an old geriatric where I'm just going to be crapping all over Ricochet about why that's not realistic. That's where's my beef meal? What is it? What's the phrase?
Where's my beef wrap?
There it is. There it is. Where's my beefy boy?
Somebody give me a beef wrap.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Ricochet and Black were phenomenal in this match. I think, you know, they deserve it. They deserve being on the main roster, and they help bring in the new stars.
Yeah.
I gave this matchup a 3.7 out of 5. Meatballs.
I'll give it that 4 just because of how it drew everybody in. Like, everyone who wasn't even wrestling fans were, like, just so into it because they were just like, wow, Ricochet's insane. Wow, Aleister Black's entrance was so cool. He's metal as hell. You know, like, there was, like, just the little things that, like, brought people in. It's really funny.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like how we look at them. It's like, yeah, Aleister Black's a great striker, and he's really good at wrestling, and Ricochet's a good high flyer. They're like, wow, that was a cool flip. Whoa, he's metal as hell. Like, it's really interesting to see, like, the dynamic between, like, the wrestling fans and the non-wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool watching WrestleMania with a bunch of people who've never, like, watched wrestling before.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Raw. I wish I was there at your WrestleMania party, but alas, I couldn't make it. But I love watching wrestling with new people.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite pastimes, quite honestly.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Let's move on to the next matchup, which was Shane versus The Miz, Falls Count Anywhere match, where Shane McMahon ended up picking up the victory here in a surprising fashion.
This match was actually kind of nutty. It went pretty hard, and I wasn't expecting it.
It was not what I expected, but it was a great match. All I gotta say, Mikey, is plug that superplex wide shot into my veins.
Oh, so good.
Right when they go for that superplex and they cut to the wide, that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. That match.
Yep.
Oh my god, that shot was great.
That's a very rare thing to hear.
That the cinematography was great.
Yeah, that the shot was good.
The shot was good. The match was great. It was a great brawl match. Shane McMahon has a lot of brawls, a lot of stuff like that, but it's interesting seeing The Miz in something like that.
Yeah, The Miz, I like how The Miz was just fueled by rage that entire match and was just beating the crap out of Shane.
Yes, rage, vengeance, revenge.
Literally just beating Shane's ass up and down the arena.
Very interesting finish. Having The Miz, having that rage and vengeance and revenge fuel The Miz into superplexing Shane off the scaffolding.
He could have just threw him off of that thing.
He could, but the vengeance was there. And he's, I guess, not that smart, because you're right, he could have thrown him off himself, but then he'd have to climb down and pin him or all that stuff. He was just blinded by vengeance and revenge. But that, being blind caused Shane's body to naturally be on top of The Miz after the fact. And 1, 2, 3, Shane McMahon wins.
Yep.
I thought it was a great idea, great execution of the match. I think it served its purpose and was very fun.
I agree.
It was a fun watch. Very fun watch.
Yeah, I love Falls Count Anywhere matches.
Mm-hmm. I gave this a 3.75 out of 5. Meatballs.
I agree with that. I can stick with that.
Then let's move on to the women's tag match, which consisted of the Boss and Hug Connection, Beth Phoenix, the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya, the Iconics, and Nia Jax and Tamina. With the Iconics picking up, to you and I, Mikey, and probably a lot of people, a surprise victory.
I think me and you both wanted them to win, but we both expected them not to. We
Correct.
both expected the retention.
Very correct, sir.
But I am now very glad that the SmackDown Live, not the women's tag titles are.
What are they, Mikey?
I'm asking you, Ryan. That's why I was waiting for you to respond.
What are they? What are the women's tag titles? What's the word? What's the No, not phenomenal.
Not phenomenal.
Starts with an I. Incredible? No.
No, it's not it either.
Vince, do you know what it is?
Iconic.
Thanks, Vince. Oh my god. Great. I just give me that pose, dude. Give me the iconic pose with the tag titles around their waist.
Yes, give me that. Give me that. Put that shit directly into my veins.
Plug that into my veins. I would love if this means Beth Phoenix stays around for a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think her role in this match was great. Of course, it was a fatal 4-way, so, Beth Phoenix is able to hide, some of her stuff, some of her ring rust maybe a little bit.
Clearly she could still kind of go. I don't think she looked that bad.
She was able to go. It was like a Mickey James
she looked pretty
type.
good, I think.
She was perfect. She could easily stay around and, wrestle for a little bit longer if she wanted to, because I thought she was just straight up great in this match. I thought she did a great job. I thought she
did great. It was good. Her entrance, oh my god, her entrance, Titantron, incredible.
Beautiful.
So good.
And then, of course, the Iconics winning it in the most iconic way, stealing the pinfall from Beth.
Yeah, that was very heel and very, very smart on the part of WWE for that.
Yeah.
That they snuck out that victory.
Yeah, and a surprising way, Billy Kay getting the pinfall, which is also weird to me.
Hey, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. Iconics pick up the victory. I gave this match a 3.5. Mikey, what did you give it?
I gave it a 3.5 as well.
Perfect. Iconic, even.
Iconic.
Let's move on to the WWE Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Mania, baby.
Kofi Mania was the only sort of mania that was running wild at this WrestleMania.
Yeah, the only good something running wild.
This was like a near perfect match, Mikey.
I am in 100% agreement.
There was a little bit of mess ups here and there, tiny things, but pretty much near perfect match. The story of being that was told in this match is that Bryan's always stopping Kofi at every signature move attempt. He goes for the Trouble in Paradise, goes for the SOS, and Daniel Bryan stops him at every way. He runs out of the ring to get a breather. He's able to outmaneuver Kofi Kingston at every finishing move attempt. But both Kofi Kingston, both the New Day, both the fans all kept going, kept pushing, kept believing, and Kofi Kingston pulled out the victory. I literally cannot believe it. What a great moment, Mikey.
I popped so hard when he had that Trouble in Paradise, and it was a 3 count. Oh, so many emotions. It was so perfect. The New Day, Kofi's kids coming to the ring. Just everything about it was so good. Xavier literally not being able to stop crying.
Also, what a proud dad moment for your kids being able to sell merch and advertise it and throw it out. What a proud dad moment.
They put their dad over so hard.
Yeah, great moment. And then unveiling, a new, I guess kind of new, WWE Championship belt. The black strap is back. Yeah,
the original is back. And it had Kofi side plates already, so it was perfect.
Yeah, I was watching with my girlfriend, and she was like, "But how'd they know? It already says Kofi. How did they know he was gonna win it?" I said, "Jesse, ignore that.
It's called following the script.
Just ignore that part. We're moving on. We're all excited and happy."
Can we talk about how it's clearly scripted, and yet they still made Daniel Bryan winning shirts?
That was weird. It was very Super Bowl-esque.
I was like it was the Super Bowl, right? Because that actually you don't know. Duh. Because that's not scripted at all. But WWE being scripted, you didn't need to make those shirts. Nobody's gonna buy those shirts. Everyone knew it.
I saw a thing that was online on Twitter. I believe Ryan Satin of the Pro Wrestling Sheet tweeted out that the WWE Shop before WrestleMania started, WWE Shop was advertising a New Day, the Kofi Kingston, it's a new champ, yes it is, t-shirt.
Oh, before the match started?
Yeah, so I wonder...
Maybe they did it to cover it up.
Yeah, I wonder if they like made those shirts and be like, oh, we made both shirts and you could get these as well.
So you don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah, I wonder if they made it posthumously, just so they'd be like, oh yeah, we didn't even know, sort of preserve the kayfabe a bit.
Yeah, to be fair, those Daniel Bryan shirts did look kind of half-ass.
I mean, yeah, they're on the B day. Of course, they're half-ass.
The B day.
The B team. Oh God, I really hope we don't draft them in our shakeup coming up, Mikey.
But B team, go.
B team, no. Great match. I gave this a 4.75 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.8.
Ooh, 4.8. Yeah, a near perfect match. I thought it was great.
Yep.
Let's move on. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio repping that Spider-Man Mysterio Jake Gyllenhaal reference.
This confused a lot of people because I was like, oh, look, he's Mysterio. And it's like, yeah, it's Rey Mysterio. And I was like, no, he's literally Mysterio. Like,
keep up, dudes. He knows comic books.
Like he's Spider-Man Mysterio. Like, that's his costume.
He's Jake Gyllenhaal, my friends. What do you think? This match ended up being a squash, ended up being like a minute or two long. What do you think about this matchup, Mikey?
I thought it was the perfect place for a squash match.
Complete agreement.
I thought Samoa Joe crushing Rey Mysterio was very good and the right decision. As much as I hate to see Rey Mysterio get squashed, I thought it was the right choice.
I think, Rey Mysterio is a legend, so this doesn't really affect him all too much.
Exactly, but it just puts Samoa Joe over more.
Yeah, and also it's a squash that makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, Samoa Joe won it by beating 3 other people. One of those people was Rey Mysterio. He could easily take on Rey Mysterio one-on-one, no problem whatsoever.
Yep.
And yeah, we have a million matches on this card. If any match was going to be a squash match, I would have preferred it to be this one.
I agree.
I think if one match had to be it, this was the match. No ratings here because it was a squash, not much match to rate. But I think, good spot. Samoa Joe wins, moves on. Who's the next defender? What happens? Maybe he goes to Raw. Maybe Finn Balor goes to SmackDown. Who knows? Let's see what happens, I guess.
Yep. Very excited.
Let's move on to Roman Reigns. His WrestleMania return. Well, I guess not a return. He's back. He's wrestling one-on-one. I think they advertised that this was his first one-on-one match since coming back from cancer.
Yeah, because the only other match he's had since coming back was the Shield match.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, Mikey. I don't have a rating because I stepped out of the room to deal with something during the match. But really, the result wasn't too surprising.
No, I figured Roman Reigns was going to win.
I would have preferred McIntyre to get the win. We talked about this, previously. I'm not sure if it was in the show or not. I would have preferred maybe McIntyre getting the win here to, get some heat back. That would have meant, him getting... If McIntyre would have won, though, that would have gotten some heat on McIntyre, but it probably could have been bad heat, maybe. At the same time, that would have meant we got McIntyre Roman for at least another month.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. I'm still not really surprised Roman won, though. I figured they weren't going to make him lose, especially at WrestleMania, especially after everything that's happened.
Which makes me upset about Drew McIntyre's spot.
Yeah.
I think I remember talking to you. I think I would have preferred McIntyre and Corbin being swapped and this being Baron Corbin instead.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel bad for Drew McIntyre. I think, he was on a domination streak and now, he's losing Shield matches. He's losing this match. I'm not sure what we go from here. I think, I think our McIntyre is a million times better, a million times scarier than WWE's current version. But hey, that's a plug for our show. Listen to Hit the Books every Tuesday. Listen, our version of the hunter, Drew McIntyre, the trophy hunter, the head hunter.
Oh yeah, he's a badass.
He is a god dang badass, and I really hope our shakeup we do not lose him.
I agree.
Do you have a rating for this matchup, Mikey? Roman McIntyre?
Yeah, like a 3. It was a basic Roman match. He gets beat up. It's like old John Cena, right? Like he just gets beat up the whole match, does 5 moves and wins.
Speaking of old John Cena, I'll take a quick detour, Mikey, and talk about Elias Thugonomics John Cena.
Elias playing with himself was very funny.
Hold on, what was that sentence again? Let me get that as a soundbite.
Elias playing with himself was very funny.
Now I'm just going to cut out that middle section and post that all over the internet.
It was pretty hilarious. That was a really good spot. I thought that the bit was hilarious. I laughed really hard.
And then, of course, we got the Dr. Thugonomics John Cena, a very 2004 old gimmick. John Cena returns. What'd you think about that, Mikey?
We were when that Babe Ruth thing started playing, we were very confused.
Yes.
And then the music hit, and we were like, what? Excuse?
I was sitting here like, what is happening?
And then Word Life started playing, and I was like, what?
The entire moment was just like, what is happening?
I liked it, though.
You know what I didn't like about it, Mikey?
What?
That graphic for Thugonomics John Cena.
Ooh, it was so rough.
It was garbage.
So rough.
It was so bad. It was such a bad graphic.
So bad.
But yeah, solid moment. Let's move on. Triple H Batista no holds barred match. Triple H getting the victory here with the help of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And I think they teased that well of Shawn Michaels probably getting in there instead, but instead we got Ric Flair coming back.
Yeah, we got Ric Flair surprising the crowd, giving Triple H the second sledgehammer that we saw way earlier.
True.
It was Chekhov's sledgehammer. You set up a sledgehammer in Act 1, you got to use it in Act 3.
I thought this was an all-around solid match. You know, brutal spots, gross spots, all the story beats you wanted.
I had to turn away when he ripped out Batista's nose ring.
Yeah, Randy Orton's going to be happy of that footage later tonight.
Yeah. Play it again.
That shot of the Superman sledgehammer hit at the end there, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Video package worthy.
Gorgeous.
I mean, honestly, another match that I didn't have much to say. Like, it was just truly satisfying of a match. You know, Batista is exactly the kind of part-timer wrestler I love and that should be, you know, he trains immensely and then he pulls off an amazing match. You know, he can still go, and honestly, it was well received by the fans in the back office. I would love to see a part 2, but alas, we aren't getting one because today, Monday, we are recording, Mikey. Batista has officially announced that he is retiring from sports entertainment, from professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he did. That was kind of surprising, but also good for you, Batista.
Yes, I would love to see. I think this means Batista in the Hall of Fame next year.
Yep, I think so.
I would love to see that happen. Great. It was such a satisfying match. You know, there's so many different spots. It was such a different sort of Triple H match as well.
Yep, it was. Yeah, it was very different. I liked it a lot, though.
It was great. I agree. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I love this match. I thought it was just a great match.
I agree.
And also, Batista's theme music, the best.
Oh, it's awesome. Batista versus Ropes 2K19.
Batista versus Ropes, the mini game I never thought I would play. It was like one of those QuickTime events where like you see triangle on the screen and then you miss it and you trip over the ropes.
Yep.
Oh my god. Great moment. Great meme. Bringing out the memes yet again, Batista. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Angle's retirement match. Mikey, I thought this was a good match. Wasn't too shab. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was fine. You know, Corbin winning is a bold move. Like I said, would have loved it for it to be McIntyre instead. But hey, what you gonna do? The end of days is coming for you, Kurt Angle.
Yep. That was. I don't know if I liked him losing, but also I get it.
it makes sense, I guess. It's sort of bittersweet. I think it could have been more of a moment.
Yeah.
If it was someone else.
I just thought it was really funny how easily Kurt Angle brushed it off. He like got pinned, lost, and got up and was like, "All right, bye guys."
Yeah. If it wasn't, there's rumors going around that Kurt Angle, this was not the opponent Kurt Angle was hoping for.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it was someone he would have preferred, like a John Cena, like a Chad Gable, like a Shelton Benjamin, like any of the other people, Rey Mysterio, any of the people he met along the way, if it was anyone else, I think the match could have been better. But I think it was fine, Gentleman's 3.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gentleman's 3.
The Gentleman's 3. Let's move on. Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor, Mikey. What did you think about this matchup?
It was good. It wasn't a squash, which was... It wasn't like a straight-up squash. It made Bobby Lashley look kind of strong for holding his own against the Demon for a little while, but also the Demon just ended up coming out on top. It was short, and it was hard-hitting.
Aggressive as hell. That spear to the outside was death.
Yeah, that was scary as heck.
That power bomb into the coup de grace was even more terrifying.
That was very good. The fact that Finn Balor got up Bobby Lashley, solid.
Yeah, I think this was a good moment for the Demon. I think the Demon needs more moments, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I agree.
But I thought this was a solid match. It was a good, short, aggressive match. I don't know. WrestleMania was it was definitely a good for me, WrestleMania overall. There was nothing bad, but for me personally, there was not a lot of like moments.
Yeah.
Kofi winning was a moment.
I think Seth winning was a good moment.
For me, it didn't really feel like a moment. I think because it was such a short match, because, it didn't have the pageantry behind it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Angle was not much of a moment for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't, for me, it didn't really feel like moments. And maybe it's because I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. Of course, I got to move and everything, but, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. It didn't feel like there was like there was a whole lot of big moments. Like last year felt like, there was Daniel Bryan, there was the Ronda Rousey, there was other stuff probably.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But we have to talk about the main event. Winners take all. Becky Lynch defeats Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair.
That match was good. Ending was weird, obviously.
Yeah, it felt like someone rolled the botch match ending on the randomizer.
Yeah, I think it might have been the ref.
So there are reports out, Mikey, about the ending of this match.
I heard Ronda broke her hand.
Interesting. I did not hear that.
I heard Ronda in the match broke her hand during that match. Like it's like a severe break. And they don't know her return timetable right now.
Interesting. I did not know that at all. I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing is that Ronda broke her hand during that match. So a lot of people were, some people were like, maybe that's why it ended early and that's why it ended kind of weird because they were trying to get Ronda out because her hand was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was just a botch.
So I've heard a report. I'm trying to find it real quick so that I can, quote it properly. So according to at Colohue, at Tom Colohue, he's a freelance pro wrestling journalist, contributor for PW Torch and fan site of DDT. According to him, he has sources inside WWE apparently. According to him, Becky should have tapped out Charlotte Flair. Quote, I've been told by different people in different positions within WWE that was the plan. It sure looks like they just botched the main event of WrestleMania. Accidents happen. The refs continue to count after kick out. He hasn't delayed between 2 and 3 like they were supposed to, and Becky didn't let go in time for Ronda to kick out.
So it was just kind of a mess on everyone's part.
which is very disappointing.
Yeah.
If that is true, if that is the case, that is very disappointing that the women's match ends in a botch. That that it's their main event. That this match needed to be the greatest match. The great historic thing.
It was supposed to be It was supposed to be Becky's WrestleMania moment,
and it ended very weird. It was just like, she won.
Oh, she won now. Okay.
If it turns out that was a botch, if Ronda's hand was broken, they were trying to figure out a way to end it.
I just wish Ronda tapped out. I just wish Becky tapped out Ronda.
Yeah. There's reports also that like Ronda didn't want to be submitted to Becky Lynch,
which is bull. Because Ronda, if you're leaving anyway, at least put somebody over on your way out.
Yeah, there's a lot of maybe thoughts circling around that Ronda screwed Ronda.
Yep.
That maybe that there's conspiracy theories saying that maybe this was a plan. The ref was given orders.
And I thought maybe like it was gonna set up for Becky versus Ronda, like 1-on-1, because it was gonna be like, oh, her shoulders weren't really down. Did she actually win? And it was gonna be that whole thing. And then it was gonna be Becky versus Ronda, and that was it. Like have that 1v1 feud, have Becky beat her legitimately, and then have her leave and Becky move on to the champion. But then her hand broke.
Yeah, if you don't look at this match as a conspiracy theory, as a botch match ending, and look at it like the surprise finish that it was. It was a fine match. I thought it was a good match. I'll give it like a 3.75 maybe. Yeah,
someone also brought up a good point I saw on Reddit. I can't remember the user's name right now because I don't know where the comment is. But they were like, the ending makes sense because Ronda, you're a great fighter and a great brawler, but at the end of the day, you gotta remember the rules of WWE. A pinfall, like pinfall wins it.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And it comes out, all you need is 3 seconds.
Yeah. Like, you gotta remember the rules. All you need is 3 seconds. And that's what got Ronda, because she was too busy trying to fight everybody. And Becky's like, well, I can just pin you,
Plus, if you look at it from sort of a storyline perspective, if you look at it that this isn't a botch, that this was planned and this was supposed to happen, look at it the storyline perspective. Charlotte Flair can easily re-challenge Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, or if she moves to Raw, challenge for the Raw Women's Championship, because she lost her title by not being pinned or submitted. Mm-hmm. And Ronda can, fight again because she, although she lost it and the rematch clause is no longer existence. I think Ronda, as that as a prize finish, I think she has reason to say, I deserve another title shot.
Yep.
So if you look at it in that sort of perspective, if the goals of the writers were, like I heard at one point, were that they wanted to set up, if Becky Lynch wins it, they want to set it up so that Becky Lynch has a lot of potential challengers for the Raw and SmackDown Live Women's Championships. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, then they set that up with Ronda and Charlotte Flair perfectly. I think they did a perfect job setting that up, and I think, in the future we could see if Ronda's gone for a while with a hand injury, or she wants to get pregnant, to have a child, and however long she wants to stay out. If that's true, then I think perfect. Then Becky Lynch can run Raw for a little bit until Ronda comes back. She can lose SmackDown. Maybe we'll find out on Raw or SmackDown that she relinquishes one title. I don't know. Or maybe she keeps both. I feel like the man would keep both.
Yep.
I think it served its purpose, I guess. But the sad part about it is that I don't think it was as good as a match as it should have been.
I agree.
Which I hate saying, but I think there were better
Also, this
matches.
was a terrible night for tables.
Terrible night for tables. I think 2 or 3 didn't break.
There was a ton of table spots where the table just didn't break. It was looking like CZW or something.
Yes. The man is the table. This match could have been better and should have been better, and sadly, I think it was just, it was good. It was still a good match. I think it's just disappointing the fact that it wasn't a great match.
I agree.
Because I think it needed to be a great match. And if the match did end in a botch, that's upsetting to me. for many reasons, one of which includes the first ever women's main event ending in a botch.
That's rough.
That's rough. That's rough. If that's the case, that maybe annoyed Vince McMahon. When would we see another women's main event?
Mm-hmm.
Could he be? We all know Vince McMahon could easily be spiteful.
But also, anyone can make that mistake, right? Like,
yes, anyone can make a mistake. Anyone can make a botch. I mean, look at our universe. Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor match ended in a botch for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess it's just the timing of the botch that's bad. Like, anybody can make that botch, but just, like, during that moment, it was rough.
The main event, the closing moment of WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been better maybe, but we got what we got, and I'm still happy about it. Despite all of that, Mikey, still a good match. Still a very, very good match.
Yep.
And it is not until next year when WrestleMania 36 will take place on the waters on a pirate ship.
The ring is just on a pirate ship.
Honestly, Mikey, what if it was?
When they just send him out into the Tampa Bay.
Yes, well, that is our paper review of TakeOver New York and WrestleMania 35. Again, Mikey, what'd you think of these shows overall?
I thought it was amazing. Thoughts and prayers for Michael Cole's voice, and I hope he gets a fucking cough drop.
Oh, my God.
Somebody give that man some warm tea, please.
Yeah, I think up and down, I thought this was a good WrestleMania. I think, like you said, like a lot of the fan favorites won. For me, personally, Mikey, and you'll disagree with me, and maybe many of the fans will say it, I don't think it was one of the best WrestleManias ever.
I mean, that's just like your opinion, man.
Exactly. That is my opinion. Personally,
I thought it was, I guess, because I mean, I guess I was a little bit biased because I had people over and I would I don't know. I feel like if I was watching it like by myself, it might have been different. But for me, it was the experience of the whole WrestleMania that made it one of the best for me. Not just like the show itself, but like everything else that led up to it. I guess.
Oh, I completely agree. I think you kind of have to watch these big pay-per-views with other people because it just makes it all better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you agree. I think it's sort of that same thing about why I give Cole and Gargano a 5 stars because I wasn't personally involved. It's that it's on a personal preference. I wasn't fully involved with that match, so I didn't fully fall in love with the match. This WrestleMania 35 I didn't have a group of people, new and old, that were wrestling fans with me that really exude my enthusiasm, energy for the love of the sport. I was just sort of analyzing it all and tweeting and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I was distracted. I mean, and that's all personal stuff. And of course, opinions matter, Mikey.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna be really aggressive about why opinions matter. Because if you don't think opinions matter, then you're a stupid idiot. I'll say it. If you believe or you think or whatever the crap that you think opinions don't matter, then you're dumb, and whatever you said is stupid because you think it's dumb.
But if their opinion is that opinions don't matter, then what?
Then it's stupid and dumb. I'm a heel again.
But that's their opinion, Ryan.
I'm gonna be a heel. I want that as a soundbite.
Your WrestleMania heel turn, Ryan. You've done it.
I want to be that a soundbite. I want your soundbite to be Elias playing with himself, and my soundbite being I'm gonna be a heel. That is all for this WrestleMania paper review. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for listening to TakeOver and WrestleMania 35. I hope you all have your own stupid opinions. Mikey, what do we got coming up down the pipeline for people? Of course, pay-per-views are not the only thing we do here, Mikey.
Yeah, we do plenty more. We do our booking episodes. We have our Superstar Shakeup episode coming up next week.
Next Tuesday is our Superstar Shakeup, Mikey.
Oh yeah,
that is we've already have it set up. I wonder if I could pull up another thing and give a potential draft guess about what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
But what else we got happening while I pull it out?
Well, after that, after our Superstar Shakeup episode, we're back to our normal booking of Tuesdays on SmackDown every week. And we're back to that right after our Superstar Shakeup. Once we find our new roster and get new people and lose some people, then we'll start fresh.
Please stay subscribed if you'd like to. Leave a review on iTunes. Anything, follow us on Twitter. Mikey, am I forgetting anything else?
I don't think so.
Yes, please subscribe and stay tuned. We got the shakeup next week and the continuation of our booking. We'll be going up to, Backlash will be our next pay-per-view, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Like either Backlash or TLC or something. I don't know. I gotta look that all.
Is it Money in the Bank? It might be Money in the Bank. Oh, no, that's not is that us?
Maybe? I want to say it's us. I don't know. I got to look into it and figure that out. Either way, I think we have a pay-per-view in between that. Anyways, we'll talk about that off mic, Mikey. Until next Tuesday, Mikey. How do we close the show, Mikey?
You say have a nice day.
Okay, cool. We'll say it at the same time. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2. Hold on. I got it. You do your impression of Vince McMahon, and I'll see if I can, I think, hold on, there's someone knocking at the door. Let me go answer that real quick. Hey, y'all, it's me. It's AJ Styles. I walked in, I was in the crawl space upstairs. I was eating a Georgian peach, and I'm here to close
AJ,
out this pay-per-view.
I was looking for somebody to punch me in the face.
What'd you say, Vince? I was talking about my pit bull.
I want you to punch me in the face, AJ.
Vince, I'm not sure if you want me to do
Get
that.
angry.
I got this beef wrap if you want that instead.
Oh, thank goodness, I was hungry.
I was in the crawl space earlier today, and there was a beef wrap lying around. I guess on 3, Vince will close out the show for Mikey and Ryan. Is that okay, Vince?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, cool. Earth is flat. 1, 2, 3. Have a nice day, Peaches.
Hold 1. Arm drag. Don't tell me. Bam-bam-bam.
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Was that a good bit?
What the fuck did we just do?
Bye, everyone.
I'm done recording. I'm done.